Hello everyone, my name is Faizari. I have a degree in civil engineering. Let us resume with our topic in the domain of history. Today we will be doing Indus Valley civilization. This is one of the most important topics for any competitive exams. Every year you will see at least one or two questions from this topic. This year in the NDA exam, the question was about Banawali. Plowed field plow. Terracotta plow was discovered at this site. And plowed field at Kalibangan. This name seems very logical. Kalibangan is a place in Rajasthan. At this site, pieces of broken bangles of black color was discovered. So the site was named as Kalibangan. Banawali is in Haryana. So let us quickly jump on our topic back. IVC. It is also called as Saraswati Sindhu civilization or Harappan civilization. To move forward with the most cliched dialogue, नाम में क्या रखा है? नाम में ही सब कुछ है ना? Indus Valley, IVC. The first sites that were discovered were in the vicinity of Indus and its tributaries. First sites that were discovered were in the vicinity. Vicinity means close by. Indus and its tributaries. This name is very important for the Indian culture zone. Our name India has been derived from this word Indus. The second name, actually this is a pretty much misnomer. IVC is a misnomer because not all the sites that were discovered were at Indus and its tributaries. For example, Daimabad. Misnomer means not a correct name. Daimabad is a place in Maharashtra, and Indus does not flow from Maharashtra. Similarly, there is a site of Sutka Gendor. On the Makran coast of Pakistan, not near Indus. Similarly, Shortughai in Afghanistan, not near Indus. So this name is a misnomer. Next, Haryana. Archaeological tradition is to name a culture or civilization according to the first site that was discovered. The first site of the Indus Valley civilization that was discovered was Harappa. Harappa is situated on the banks of River Ravi. Present day Pakistan. Actually, most of the sites of IVC have been after partition have been with the Pakistan. But India still has many imposing sites like Rakhigadi and Banawali. Banawali is one of the most largest sites, and sites like Dholavira in Gujarat. It is one of the most developed sites of Indus Valley civilization. One common question that has been asked from Dholavira is signboard. Actually, the people of Gujarat, they are good in business. अम्मी जान कहा करती थी धंधे से बड़ा कोई धर्म नहीं होता. So these IVC people are also believed in business. IVC people, the finds are more of tools, not of weapons. Dholavira is in Gujarat. And the most important question that has been asked or can be asked is signboard. Signboard or and a mud stone fortification. So this solves the mystery of the name of Indus Valley civilization. Let us try to decode once more. Connected to cities. If cities are there, so there must be specialist, special occupations. Trade will be there. And actually, these are all traders. If trade is there, there's a need to write accounts. If we have to write accounts, then there must be a language and a script. Our yesterday's our yesterday's lecture was on literature. So most of the ancient Indian literature was in Prakrit and Sanskrit. Then afterwards there was regional variations. So this sums up the name Indus Valley civilization. As said before, the first site that was discovered was Harappa on the banks of river Ravi. The man who discovered this site was Dayaram Sahni. There's a very interesting story about the discovery of Harappa. British rule was empowering India. At the same time, railway construction was going on. So there was a need for bricks to make the railway line. And the engineers, courtesy to the culture of India, found the bricks, ready-made bricks, at this site. Afterwards, there was a halchal to know about these high-quality bricks. This led to the discovery of Harappa, discovered by bricks. Similarly, another most important site that was discovered was Mohenjo-daro. Mohenjo-daro. A whole movie adaptation was made from this, starring Hrithik Roshan. Mohenjo-daro, on the banks of river. Banks of river Indus. Discovered by MS. Discovered by Mohenjo-daro was discovered by R.D. Banerjee. There was a whole trick to remember this. R.D. Banerjee. Another important site, Lothal. Lothal is in Gujarat. On the banks of river Bhogava. Kalibangan. The site in Rajasthan is on the banks of river Ghaggar. The Saraswati one. As discussed before, the discovery of this civilization was due to bricks. These were of high quality, burnt bricks. The most astonishing fact about this civilization is this thing is taking place 4,000 years from now. 4,000 years ago. Approximately 4,000 years ago. That is, IVC is divided into 3 phases. Early phase, early Harappan, mature Harappan, and late Harappan. These are all phases. Early Harappan is the formative phase. When the discovery of this civilization was made, it was not something that God has sent from the earth, from the sky. It must have taken thousands of years to make this civilization. So, this phase is the rural phase. After their experiments and experience, they developed into a new stage of development, that is urban phase. Similarly, anything that comes to birth has to die one day. So the Harappan civilization also has a decline. This is called as post-urban, or again rural phase. Rural phase. This is very logical. Anything that comes to birth, first it grows, it is in the childhood phase, then the fully developed young phase, then again dependent phase, once again the old age. This phase corresponds roughly to 3000 to 2500 BC. Dates may go back. The mature phase goes from 2500 to 1800 BC. You will find a little discrepancy in some books or variations about 50 to 100 years, because we don't have any accurate knowledge of this IBC. All our knowledge of this site is from archaeology and carbon dating. Similarly, by studying the records of Mesopotamian civilization, so as discussed yesterday, IBC comes in the proto history phase. Post 1800 BC, that is the late one phase. A brief Now let us look at the contemporary civilizations of IBC. Contemporary. Contemporary. This word is very important. Contemporary means when I am alive at this time. All those who are watching the lecture while I am alive, they are my contemporaries. The ones who are born after me, after I die, they will not be my contemporaries. Contemporary civilizations. This is very important because the MCQs that are asked is X is contemporary of Y. Something of the sorts. Contemporary civilization. The first one is Egyptian. As is aptly shown in the pop culture, Egyptians were the South Korea of ancient India, cosmetic capital of ancient world. Egyptians use elaborate makeup. So we have also found lipstick at a site in IBC. Next is Mesopotamian civilization. Third one is Egyptian Chinese civilization. There is also this word Sumer. Sumer means southern. That they've sprung at the banks of the rivers in the vicinity of the rivers. Egyptian civilization near Nile. Mesopotamian civilization Tigris and Euphrates. Chinese civilization Yangtze. There were some technical glitches, so we will repeat all this again. To say it again, the city was divided into two parts. The rest part was called as Citadel. All the important people lived here, important buildings. This part was known as Lower Town. आम आदमी की रहने की जगह. For our understanding, we will call this upper part is a raised citadel. So for our understanding, we will call this raised, and the lower town is at a lower level. Similarly, the city was covered with fortifications, brick fortifications, and Dholavira, as discussed before, had a veneer of stone fortification here. Wall dividing this. Next part we talked about is town planning. The cities of IBC were divided into divided by the streets running at right angles. So these are the two main streets, and the houses. Here there are the houses, and there was an excellent level of privacy. The doors never used to open on the main street; they always used to open in the side lanes. Even the same thing with the windows. Whenever one had to travel from lower city to upper town, he or she had to show an identity card that was made available in the form of seals. One of the most distinctive feature of IVC. Distinctive feature of IVC. This has also been shown in the Mohenjo-daro movie. Here, along with residential areas, there must be quarters of workers, living residential quarter of workers. One more important thing in the town planning as part is water management. IVC people had excellent drains. These drains were made of burnt brick and covered by stone slabs. As we all know, most of the diseases are born out of unhygienic conditions. Same thing as we discussed in the lecture of Buddhism. Channa said if you eat properly, sleep. Unhygienic aspects. The drains were covered by stone slabs. There were also manholes. When you travel by a road, you must have seen the round portion on the road. The round iron cover manhole cover. So these people also had manhole covers, and almost all the toilets, all the houses had toilets. Some houses were of two-storied, some were one-storied. We know all of this because of the discovery of stairs. We know all of this houses made of burnt bricks. There was an excellent level of uniformity in the bricks. 1:2:4 was the common ratio of bricks. Some were two-storied high. Actually, for making the bricks, for making the burnt bricks, there must be some fuel. These people did not have petrol and all, no hydropower. And if you give a rational thought about the area of this civilization, Mohenjo-daro and Harappa, they are located in the near desert areas. But during the time of IVC, there was relatively high vegetation in that area. We know all of this because of the seals. Some seals of IVC have rhino. They have shown rhino. So this means rhino must be roaming in that area. The doors opened in the side lanes. All the houses had toilets. So we can say that Swachh Bharat mission has been going on in the Indian subcontinent since 5,000 years, and it is still ongoing. Most of the states have attained the ODF plus ODF, open defecation free. But still, some there are. If you watch Slumdog Millionaire, you will see what ODF means. Almost all the houses have toilets, and they also had variety, commode type. So we can say that actually the Western toilet is of Indian origin. This was only a trivia for making it a little interesting, but this is true. Next is seals. It is the most distinctive feature of IVC, as I have said before. Seals were a rectangular piece of stone made of quartzite. Similarly, I had also used the word sealing. Sealing. Sealing was when the mud. Suppose they wanted to seal something, seal a packet, but plastic was banned at that time. There was no plastic, so they used the containers and after tying that, they used a mud plaster, used a mud and impressed it on that. Then on that mud, this seal was pressed. So all the marks that were there, that were here, was also made in this one. Got it? If the seals, if this sealing had been broken, this means that कुछ तो गड़बड़ है, मिलावट हो गई सामान के बीच में, कुछ तो गड़बड़ है ना. So this means that IVC people were very business minded. This we will see again in the trade part, which they continued long distance trade, both overland and overseas. Overland means by on by feet or carts. Overseas by sailing in the ships. All this we have discovered this from seals. I think this pretty much sums up today's lecture. Thank you, everyone.